The debate around the increase in VAT is still raging in Parliament. This after Godongwana announced that the VAT would be increased by 0.5% this financial year and by the same margin the following year. However, he says the next year's projected VAT increase is not cast in stone.
The second 0.5 assume everything remains the same. Any changes in our revenue structure, we may drop that 0.5.
National Treasury has defended its option to increase VAT.
That increasing personal income tax or corporate income tax would be more negative for employment, savings, investment and growth than a value-added tax increase. While CIT is imposed on businesses, it is ultimately paid by the people who work there, as well as the shareholders and consumers. And we already have a very high contribution of CIT towards tax revenue. If we look at the second chart, we can see there, relative to the rest of the continent and relative to our OECD peers, corporate income tax as a share of GDP has consistently been much, much higher.
The finance minister has also denied that he ignored budget proposals from the DA. He says the proposals for spending reviews in government can only derive results in the medium to long term. The Government Technical Advisory Center, GTEC, is busy with the spending reviews.
GTEC has done 240 spending reviews. Let me just give you a complicated one. It says on the rental stock, we are paying 45% than the market price. I trust Macpherson. But if you had to give Macpherson to implement that today, just to unravel one rental, it's going to cut action, so and so. It's going to take time to deal with this spending reviews. It's not going to be a 3-month period.
Another debate is tightening tax collection amongst the rich and wealthy.
The one big measure we did was a global minimum tax that we included in the budget last year. That is actually still anticipated to raise 8 billion from multinationals in 26-27. It's not in this current budget table because we announced it last year, but that is a large increase that the corporates are expected to pay from the following fiscal year.
What we then took as an initial stab for wealthy, and we started collecting data of all individuals who on registers own more than 50 million of assets. That was our first stab. That revealed to us that there were about 2,800 individuals who would fit that category. And we then also discovered that amongst those individuals, 460 billion of assets are registered as local assets, and about another 150 billion assets are offshore assets, and we know that because of the automatic exchange of information that we get from over 100 countries, and that the tax on their income is about 7 billion rand.
Kisweta says they will spend 2 billion rand on the tax recovery program and another 500 million on modernizing SARS systems to include artificial intelligence and risk detection. Ulilani Philip, SABC News, Parliament.